He just was a very, very well-liked boy. I think his mom called and said there's an accident at the tracks.
Cops everywhere, cars, and, you know, I didn't even know what to think.
They handed me his wallet and had our picture, family picture on the front, and asked me if that was his, and I said, yeah.
December 16th, 2009, Cody Brown's last day on Earth.
Freaked out. I went to shock.
It was an Amtrak train that morning, running late, going at a much faster speed than a freight train. Freight trains are more common along these tracks near the high school. Notice the difference yourself. Freight train, Amtrak train. Cody's parents, Jody and Jeff Brown, say that speed probably confused Cody and his friend Brianna Mullinger. While crossing at the intersection, he probably thought it was a slower train. It was dark at the time. They say a dangerous mix for children and others.
I mean, we're talking 15-year-old kids, 15 and younger even, walking across that. When the lights start flashing, you know, somebody goes to run.
There are crossings for the cars. There is nothing for those sidewalks. There are no lines. There's no arms over in front of it. I mean, they deserve a safe route to school. It's not just the children, it's everybody that lives in this community.
In fact, WTOL 11 has obtained this letter from the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio stating the rail crossing at McCord Road is the 16th most dangerous crossing among 6,100 in the entire state. 16th.
Well, your first instinct as a parent is to fix it. You know, you can't fix it for your child, but you can fix it for someone else's.
For months, the Browns and family members wrote letters, contacted leaders, asked questions. They got responses, but say getting answers...
It's very hard.
So WTOL 11 started asking questions, and we too got passed around to various state agencies, local leaders, and were denied interviews even, until we tracked down this man.
Hi. Hi, Bill.
Bill Brennan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jeff and my wife, Jody.
Bill Brennan agreed to meet with the Browns. He's a member of the 9-person Transportation Review Advisory Council for Ohio, also known as TRAC. That board votes on releasing federal funding for projects like the underpass proposal now recommended for McCord Road.
It's the #1 project coming out of Northwest Ohio. I would fight very much to keep it there.
The Browns say the problem is even if TRAC approves the funding for the underpass project, breaking ground won't happen for 2 to 3 years, then another 2 to 2.5 years for actual construction. They say that's a lot of time for more accidents to possibly happen.
If you can do anything to help us out with the pedestrian part of it, you know, we understand the underpass, but we also do understand that that's too much time.
You've got to get pedestrians across those tracks.
We have to get them across
a
a safer way.
Yeah.
Brennan says after meeting the Browns and hearing their story, it's too compelling to ignore.
That would certainly be my goal now, to go down and argue at the track, or hopefully not argue, but encourage that we move the construction schedule up to the degree we can.
Hi. I'm Keith Early. Jody Brown.
WTOL 11 also set up this meeting with Lucas County engineer Keith Early, who's in charge of the underpass project. The Browns asked questions about pedestrian safety measures at McCord Road, like why a fence along the line to prevent people from walking on or over the tracks stops well short of the intersection. What about gates for those who walk in that area?
There are active pedestrian gates, but I don't know if funding for that would be available or not.
And that's part of the problem, money. Funding from several entities are already a part of the underpass project. There's just not enough for additional major pedestrian safety upgrades. The underpass solves many safety issues, including emergency response times. The Browns are concerned about the time between now and completion. A good chunk of that time is giving businesses, by law of course, a year to relocate after their property is purchased for the project.
We could get it done quicker if it wasn't for the right-of-way portion. That's the longest part left.
After more discussion, Early talks about train safety education as an option and agrees additional steps can be explored.
And we put a line there for a car, a big white line. It's telling you to stop behind
Yeah,
that white line.
we could do a line or stop
and you got,
or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something's gotta be done.
A sign is that's probably reasonable, and the crossing guards, maybe those are reasonable alternatives.
In the end, Early is very receptive to the Browns' concerns and agrees to help coordinate a meeting in April with several agencies and the community about what pedestrian safety steps can be done.
And at least something's happening. I don't know that it's happening as fast as we want it to happen.
It's a start, and they're very open. They listen to us. If they can help us, that would be great.
The Browns say it's some progress for their son, who they believe is constantly watching down on them now.
And I know he would say, Dad, do something. This can't happen again. So that's my goal. As long as I'm on this earth, I'd like to, I will fight hard to get something done over there. I'm only, one person. We're only one family here. We may not have the power, but all I can do is try.